What's up, manga fans? This is Rafa from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of the Breaker New Ways. This week's chapter 162. So, finally, after 2 weeks break, it's finally back, and I'm glad it's back. I was actually starting to have withdrawal symptoms when I realized those 2 Fridays ago that there was no Breaker coming out, so I was like, oh crap. But this chapter definitely made it up for it. I think it was a decent restart to the series after that break, and I'm liking where the plot is moving and this whole new goal of what the SUC is actually after. So yeah, things are gonna get tense. It's definitely gonna get more intense, and I'm looking forward to it. So the chapter itself was, as I said, enjoyable despite it being quite short. The beginning part was quite hilarious when everyone was arriving at the Jamsil Stadium, and we just see, like, the common obviously civilians of Seoul, and then some of the Muramins were standing there, and they're just obviously commenting on the situation. Then they see the Sun-Woo clan turn up, and they're like, oh crap, they're here. And then it's like, oh, that's like one of the strongest men in the Muram, one of the 10 Grand Masters. It's like, what's he doing there? Then they see Shi-Woon, and they're like, oh my gosh, the Nine Arts Dragons, previous disciple and the current Gaiju of the Sun-Woo clan. So it just kind of made it seem like, one of those red carpet celebrity events. Even Shi-Woon himself said he felt a bit unnerved, like he's a spectacle. And it's apparently it's common because the Sun-Woo clan has this reputation where they make people nervous. But it was still funny how he's gone from this in the previous series, this loser kid who no one looked at, and now people are freaking taking pictures of him on their phone. So he's pretty much a celebrity in the Muram world. Jong-Il one is a complete joke. I'm not even going to comment on him. His moments in this is funny because he's just gone from this annoying character who gets in the way to this annoying character who's just put in the corner and just sat there. It made me laugh when he was complaining about, oh, why isn't the rest of the Sun-Woo not showed up? We're going to be late. And it's like, you just see Shi-Woo and Elder Kwon and one of the other elders just look at him, and he just shuts up and says, oh, it's nothing, I'm only joking. And we even see later when he's on the phone with his head chief, he's just, frustrated because he's got no power anymore, and he's literally has to basically bend to the will of the Sun-Woo clan and Shi-Woon. So it's funny how how his characters turn out in this chapter. He's just feeble and pathetic now. So yeah, this is the intense part, I'd say, is when Gyu-Bum calls up and basically informs Shi-Woon that they managed to survive, which was good, thanks to obviously Doc Henran arriving and informing them. But unfortunately for Doc Henran, he's very injured, and I was actually very worried about his condition. But his main concern was speaking to Shi-Woon and basically informing him about the situation, which was that Chun-Woo is not correct with himself. His head is not in its right state of mind, and he needs to stop him. And she was like, I was going to do that anyway, regardless of you telling me. But what was it? Yeah. Doc Henran said that the true purpose isn't Jamsil Stadium. He said he's actually going after the Seoul Tower, and the SUC have planted bombs all over Seoul. So the real motive of the SUC offering Seoul to the Nine Arts is basically giving Nine Arts the authority to basically whether kill or spare the civilians of Seoul. So it's basically, as they said, Gom-ryong is God because he now has the power to kill everyone in Seoul city or spare them, as Sarah Khan has mentioned. So it's really, really mad what's going on. And I'm actually laughing at myself because I remember before I did mention that I think the whole plan of Seoul being handed over to SUC, or their present to him, was a very big explosion. And I actually second guessed myself and said, oh, I guess it's not an explosion. And then it turns out to be lots of bombs planted around the whole city of Seoul. So I guess I was right in some regards. So yeah, I was happy about that. I got that part right. But yeah, it's crazy what's happening, how they've managed to plant so many bombs around Seoul city so easily and so quickly. And the fact that they were able to break into the armory, which we saw last time, this is military explosive they have. And it just shows you how corrupt both the Muram and the government world is. So it's really tense moments right now. So at this point, Shi-Woon has basically just said, crap, I've got to make a move. He's gone obviously with Elder Kwon and left the other elders to deal with the situation there. And because they can handle it, so because obviously the real threat at Jam is not at Jamsil Stadium. But as I said, going back onto the conversation with Doc Henran and Shi-Woon, it was actually quite emotional because we see a flashback where Sarah Khan and Jin-Lee were actually questioning him. How can he trust someone like that? He was responsible for the death of Elder Jung. But in the flashback, we see that Ryuji, Doc Henran is actually quite sincere. He was basically explaining who he is to Shi-Woon in a more, poetic sense, because Shi-Woon asked him, "Who are you? Why are you doing this? Aren't you part of the SUC?" And he says, "Your black heaven and earth technique you demonstrate to me was exquisite." He's like, "I really enjoyed seeing it." And then he gives him a tip about how the chaotic heaven's destruction strike is easier to do when you gather ki. And as soon as Shi-Woon heard this, he knew straight away. He's like, "You must have studied in the same arts that me and obviously Chun-Woo had." So he's like, he must be affiliated and related to us. So from hearing that, he knew straight away, this is a man who hasn't lied. He joined up with the SUC and risked his life to tell me this for that reason. So for obviously the actions he's taken, regardless of him trying to kill him before, he can believe him and trust in him. So that kind of, was really good to see Doc Henran obviously redeeming himself in the story. Whether he's going to live or not is what I'm worried about, because it kind of looked like he might die. He even said this, there's one thing I want to say before he gets taken to hospital. So I'm wondering, is he going to survive or is he going to die before he gets to hospital or something? Or is his part in the story done now? He was basically the messenger to Shi-Woon, telling him that Chun-Woo is brainwashed. So as I said, Jae-Gal at the end is making his move. He's told Chun-Woo it's time to redeem Seoul in the name of the 9 Arch Dragons. So the true plan is on its way, and they're going after the Seoul Tower. So Shi-Woon is on his way there, and it looks like things are going to get really dramatic. So I can't wait to see that. So that's about it for this chapter. As I said, there was nothing much to say obviously or discuss, but this was just obviously a build-up chapter to all the events that are going to occur, and obviously learning the true motive of the SUC, which is not to attack the Jamsil Stadium, is to attack the Seoul Tower, and obviously have the advantage of having bombs planted around the whole Seoul city. So it's crazy what's going to happen next. I'm wondering if Shi-Woon will actually be able to confront Chun-Woo a second time, or is there going to be something that will get in his way, or some sort of interruption, because it kind of seems a bit soon for them to meet up again. But we'll see what happens. As I said, this was an enjoyable chapter. I'm just hoping Doc Henran survives. That's the main thing that got me in that chapter, when I saw him lying there like that, all bleeding and coughing. So yeah, hopefully he survives, and I can't wait to see what happens next time. So you guys know the usual. You got any comments, predictions, opinions, leave it in the comment box below. And also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed watching this video, subscribe for more content, and I'll speak to you guys next time.